Hey everybody, welcome to the Cut File Challenge. This is a 10-week series in which I am going to use a new cut file every Friday, and I'll post it here to my YouTube channel. Now I'm doing this challenge because I wanted to inspire myself and all of you to get out those electric die cutting machines and start using them. There are so many beautiful cut files out there that you can use to create beautiful scrapbook layouts, and that is just what I'm going to do for the next 10 weeks. So to start us out, I decided to use this Felicity Jane cut file, and it's called Heart Cluster, and I post the link in the description below so you can check that out. It's only 99 cents and you can get that on the Silhouette website. What I don't know is if you can use the cut files from Silhouette on a Cricut, so if you have a Cricut, you might want to check that out. I am not all that familiar with using electric die cutting machines. I know how to do very, very basic functions, so if you have some very particular questions, I probably won't be able to answer that for you because I am still learning, believe it or not. So I'm going to use a Felicity Jane kit, and this is their most recent kit, and it is called Happy Day, and it was designed by one of my scrappy buddies. Her name is Suze Fish, and I will post a kit share hopefully today or tomorrow so you can see this kit in its entirety. Okay, so I'm taking one of the pieces of pattern paper, I'm cutting up those little blocks there. As you can see, they have different patterns and different designs on them, and I'm going to back this cut file with some of those different patterns and designs there, just to give a little bit of interest to it. This is a great way to personalize your cut file, particularly if you have those that have the negative space that are cut out, and you can back it with pattern paper. You can use it as a stencil. I could have certainly did some mixed media with this and put some mist on the background of my page and then laid this cut file on top of that and let the mist or the gesso or watercolor show in that negative space. So lots of options with this cut file. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that up and do a final little trim on that, and that looks really good. Love that. I'm going to add that to the base of my layout. Now I'm using some textured white cardstock for the base, and I wanted this layout to be nice, light, and airy, and those hearts are perfect for that. I'm going to mount my photo on a piece of glassine. It's somewhat of an embossed glassine, and it just came with the kit. It housed some of the materials in the kit, and I picked out two pieces of pattern paper from the kit, that beautiful mint gingham pattern, and then this cute black and white scripty, not scripty, but doodly pattern. I don't know what you'd call it. It's so cute. It's just whatever it is, it's cute. I wanted a little bit of black and white behind the photo. And I'm going to get all that together, but first I want to mount my photo on some white cardstock so it can have a border, and I tend to do that a lot on my black and white photos. I got a new paper trimmer, a smaller one, needed one for smaller things like this, like trimming photos and such, and it was on sale. So it was an excuse to spend money. Okay, so I'm getting my photo cluster together. I'm going to trim up some of that paper there to get it the way that I want, changing the position. Eventually Victoria's going to make a decision. I'm going to pull out my little small stapler here from American Crafts. Got that earlier this summer, love it. And now I'm going to mount my photo on my cluster. I printed my photo 4x4 using the, I have a photo app on my phone called PicFrame, and that made that easy to do. And now I'm going to work on the title, and the title's going to read Sweet Girl. And I just love how my daughter just comes up and sits in our lap and allows us to read. This is a photo of Corinne and my spouse Aubrey, and Corinne is learning how to read. She's actually become quite a good reader, and I wanted to document that in her 6-year-old album, so this is where that layout's going to go once it's all done. Now I want to do a little bit of stamping, and I decided to stamp these clouds, and with the kit you get an exclusive stamp set, which is really, really cute, and decided to put clouds there. Don't know why, it just, looks great. Absolutely love it. I'm using some VersaFine ink in black. And then I felt that the layout needed a little bit of grounding, so I cut out the marketing strip for one of the pattern papers, and then I cut a little bit of the mint gingham pattern paper, just a little strip. I'm going to put that at the bottom, and that's going to serve as an anchor for a little cluster. Speaking of all this layering and anchoring, if you haven't checked out my class, Layering Like a Boss, I talk about all those things in that class, and I'll make sure to post a link there at the bottom if you haven't checked that out already. Had a lot of people take the class and are just making layouts like crazy, so make sure you check that out if you want to learn a little bit more about layering or just to practice your skills a bit. So now I'm going to create a cluster there at the bottom using a tag and a heart, and those were all printed on sticker paper by Felicity Jane, and you can either cut them apart and use them as stickers. You certainly don't have to use it as a sticker. You can use it as something else if you want, but I thought I need a little something there at the bottom, and I'm still not convinced that I have enough at the bottom. I might go back and add a little bit more, but who knows. Now I'm going to add a little banner, or a little tag, whatever you would call that, and another little puffy sticker. Very cute little heart sticker, and that little stamp says cutie. And I'm going to try something different with my journaling lines, and I'm going to take some black acrylic ink and an old Starbucks gift card, and then I'm going to add a bit of that acrylic paint to the layout and do some of these really cool journaling lines. Now, normally I would do something like that on my, or in my art journal, but I decided, hey, why not do it on a scrapbook page? So I dried that up with my heat gun, and now in the journaling I just put, we love when you curl up next to us for a quick read, and we love that you enjoy books. And she really does. She really loves to read, particularly chapter books that have anything to do with Barbie. So there we go. We read a little bit of everything, but Barbie is one of her favorites. I'm going to sprinkle some Heidi Swapp Mist and Black Velvet. Just need a tiny, tiny bit, and I'm not convinced that this layout is done, but the main thing is I got the cut file, I did something different, so yay me. I add this little flower sticker. I just needed a little bit of something there, and I really feel that that cut file did most of the work on this layout. It's beautiful, it's fresh, it's clean. It didn't take a lot of effort to do that, and I use my Silhouette Cameo, so I'm very excited about that. All right, next Friday will be week 2, where I'll feature another cut file for you. Make sure you look in the description for the link to the Felicity Jane cut file that I used here, and head on over to the Victoria Marie Facebook group if you haven't joined already. I'll be posting the layouts that I make in this series, and I'll also be posting it to my blog as well as Instagram. All right, guys, thanks for joining me.